Hey, welcome to MULLEN Stock. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. And also remember that this is not a financial advice video. Today we will talk about MULLEN, especially regarding the events that are going to happen in the coming week. What could be the reason for a potential uptick in MULLEN, and what data points are indicating? Additionally, I also want to discuss the buyback. Many people are suggesting that MULLEN should buy back shares soon. I will tell you when this might happen, so let's get started. In the next week, from a technical perspective, things don't seem very promising. Without a doubt, the 39-cent level is crucial for MULLEN and has saved it 3 times in the past, so you should keep an eye on this level this week as well. When we talk about options activity based on data points, it's somewhat bearish. People are thinking that MULLEN might decrease, and that's a possibility, even though it's currently at $0.42. This might seem strange, but several data points are expected to come in the coming week that could help MULLEN. I'm saying this because historically, data points haven't been very helpful for MULLEN, mostly due to low volume. So keep in mind that there has been very low volume for the past few days. I don't know if this signifies that naked shorting might have temporarily stopped or something else is happening. But so far, MULLEN has been behaving like a normal stock, and as we saw yesterday, Lucid dropped 2.67%, Tesla dropped 1.19%, Rivian dropped 1.37%, and MULLEN dropped 1.29%. So there hasn't been any significant damage. Therefore, these upcoming data points might have a positive impact on MULLEN in my opinion. If the data is positive, Tuesday might be slightly less bearish. Wednesday brings the CPI, and based on forecasts, it seems it might be slightly more negative. And when we talk about Thursday, there's the PPI, initial jobless claims, and retail sales. These are all significant indicators. As I've mentioned before, people are closely watching these data points, especially those related to consumers, because they want to see if there are any signs of weakness in consumer data points, which can trigger recession fears. So I believe all these data points will be closely scrutinized. But if they turn out to be positive, then yes, they can have a positive impact on the market. And when it comes to companies unveiling their earnings, there won't be much excitement in the market. Adobe and Oracle are reporting, but apart from that, I don't think their earnings will have a significant impact on the market. Another thing to pay attention to is that Chacha tweeted something cryptic. So whenever he posts such cryptic tweets or whatever they call in these days, I don't know, but whenever he does, usually some big news comes out the next day, especially when Chacha has been in contact with David multiple times recently. So sometimes you might think that the tweet might have something to do with what's coming on Tuesday. Along with that, I thought that if I were David, who gave the news about British Airways yesterday, my next logical step would be to talk about the Canadian DOT order. Sometimes you can also think that maybe the Canadian DOT, or Airways Transportation Department, or let's say Transport Canada, is placing a significant order. So if I were MULLEN, I might release that news soon. So sometimes you might also think that Chacha might be referring to this. So tell me, do you think something big is coming on Tuesday? And if yes, what do you think it could be? Because also I noticed that David gave the news about British Airways yesterday, so I believe that the Canadian DOTs or Department of Transportation or Transport Canada might be placing a quite substantial order. Apart from that, I mentioned in the past that shorts increased by 3.5 million shares on Wednesday, and there are shorts at 22.04% of the free float. So if the upcoming data points on Wednesday or Thursday turn out to be negative, it means that increasing shorts won't be an option in the near term. It means shorts might resort to naked shorting. Whether this is a good or bad thing, that decision is up to you because I'm not a financial advisor. But when it comes to discussing share buybacks in the good days, currently they have about $19 million left. But many people want MULLEN to buy back shares every day. I think MULLEN is operating with a plan. They did buybacks clearly on September 16th and 17th as they've stated. But I also understand that David clearly saw that buying those days didn't have much impact on the stock price. So maybe he thought they should wait for a more opportune time, and undoubtedly the Nasdaq compliance issue is still looming. As I mentioned before, I believe MULLEN will be granted a 180-day extension in the final effort. But it doesn't mean that MULLEN will naturally cross that $1 mark because they don't have any reverse stock splits in their arsenal to confront the market. So they're forced to reach that $1 threshold. I think at this point, MULLEN will get that 180-day extension, and afterward, they will execute the remaining $19 million buyback. And as I mentioned before, when MULLEN conducts stock buybacks, It's solely based on their annual earnings. So you don't have to wait for daily updates on whether MULLEN bought shares today or not. Answers to such questions can only be found in their annual earnings. And keep in mind that they have until December 31, 2023, to utilize that $19 million remaining. So this is an up to scenario. So technically they don't have to do anything if they don't want to. So that was a brief background. Guys, that's all we have for you today. What's your opinion about MULLEN stock? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching.